It all seems very glamorous. It sounds rough. Get yourself prepared. The football player actually have to prioritize their job first. So it's like football and then family. I don't understand. Like every time I'm planning to film a video outside, it's just starting to rain. It's like the weather guard says something against me. I don't know what this is, seriously. Anyways, instead of filming the video I was actually planning to release this weekend, I'm going to do another video. Yay! Today I thought, let's sit down and talk about something that's been on my mind for quite some time and something I really want to get off my chest. Because my entire life I have had this image of what a football player was like and also their wives. And today I come here to confess that I was very wrong. And I'm sorry. I think there are a lot of misconceptions, and yeah, I just want to tell from my perspective, my experience, and here we are. Let's talk football, let's talk wives of football players and all that stuff. And in that occasion, I'm wearing this football shirt. First up, I want to say that I have seen a lot of like TV shows portraying the wives of football players, also called WAGs. It all seems very glamorous. In some cases that might be, but I really don't think it's like unless you're like a wife of Messi, Ronaldo, these kind of players. So most of us, I would say this is total BS. It's not like that at all. So let's talk about pros and cons about being a football player's wife. I will start from the beginning. Before I met Jongbin, I actually really hated football because of the image I had of football players. I always thought they were very egoistic and maybe a little bit too confident. I don't know. It's just like you see some of them and you think they're all like that. Well, I'm sorry. I know that's not true because I met Jongbin and he's nothing like that. And I think with that said, I also had the same kind of image of the football players' wives, that they would also be maybe a little bit like gold diggers. But I'm here to tell you that in my experience, a lot of them are struggling as well. So I've been traveling a lot. I've met a lot of football players' wives, not just in Denmark, but also Switzerland, France, Korea. So I was doing some research and it actually shows that 60 to 80% of these football player marriage, they all end up in divorce. And the main reason being that the football player actually have to prioritize their job first. So it's like football and then family. It sounds rough and I don't like saying it aloud because I know Jongbin wouldn't like that I'm saying that. I understand at the same time, like they're professionals, they need to stay on top of the game at all times. I can't really blame them, but that's just something that you need to know. You are not first priority, football is. And that also comes to show that they're training a lot, and when they're not training, they're sleeping or eating. Like I said, we have been traveling a lot, different countries, different continents, and it's always something different, but it can get a bit lonely as a football player wife. Think about it. I don't know any of the languages. I don't know anyone there. Jongbin goes to work every single day. I can't really maintain a job when we are moving around like this. You can't really plan anything because you never know when you're moving again. We could stay here for 2 weeks. Some offer could come in and there we go. And he could get fired, I guess. I have seen the craziest things in football. Like you can have a contract and then suddenly something happens and they just try to kick you out. It's really ruthless. Always you have to be prepared to move. I meet some of the wives, but it's like, it's difficult. They care a lot about what they look like, and I feel like there is a kind of like a pressure for me also, like every time we go out for a match, that I need to look a certain way, and I don't like this kind of pressure. But oftentimes I feel like I don't really fit in, if that makes sense. Otherwise I don't really understand what they're saying anyways, because I don't speak French. One of the bad sides is that I only go home 2 times a year. That's max. I miss my family a lot. I definitely miss my country a lot. Constant separation, not even from my family only, but also from Jongbin, because imagine, he has training. He's training like a couple of hours a day. Sometimes there are 2 trainings a day. There are away games every single weekend. Like if we were actually living in Denmark, like where I have my friends and family, even if I had my own job, every time I was off work, Jongbin would be away. And that's what I saw in Denmark, where I could actually talk to the ladies. They miss this kind of like weekend time together, quality time with their husband, especially for the ones who had kids. So difficult. They are alone with the kids. They can never really plan anything because on the weekends where everyone else is off, it's the time where they really have to focus. Are either away or like home match and they are expecting you to be there. I think we both want kids, but it's just really difficult because not only am I not in my own country, I'm already scared of having kids, like not knowing what I'm doing. I'm so far away from my family and everything I know, and at the same time I know if I actually just did it, like just had a kid here, Jongbin would be the only one I could rely on, and he's away a lot. So yeah, it's rough, and I kind of understand that if you do not know what you are getting into, marrying a professional football player could end up in a divorce. You need to be very understanding, and you need to realize that football is first and that you have to be ready to sacrifice a lot of things. I was doing some research before filming this video, and when I searched like football player wife, they're all asking like pretty, model, famous, good looking, and I'm like, okay, that's all they think we are. So let's talk about some pros. While traveling a lot and moving all the time and never know where you're going next is very stressful, it can also be kind of fun. I have experienced a lot. I have seen a lot. I've traveled a lot. I have been a lot of places, which is kind of cool. As long as we don't have any kids, I feel like I should just embrace this lifestyle and enjoy it, because I know when the babies come, it's gonna be difficult. So yeah, I am very appreciative when it comes to like the experience I've had. Also, one thing that I really like is that when you are dating a football player, or I guess any professional athlete, they really care what they're eating. They take good care of their body, they work out, they have a very active lifestyle, and they know how to live a healthy life. For me, that's great, because even before I met Jongbin, I was very into the healthy lifestyle. Meeting Jongbin, that only got enhanced even more. We are like really pushing each other to be the healthiest version of ourselves. I mean, I started studying nutrition because of my husband. I think that's so cool. Like, it's so great. We can help each other being the healthiest. I mean, what's not to like about that? This is also like both pro and con, but being with a sportsman can be like a very emotional roller coaster. Get yourself prepared, because it's very nice and good when football is good, like when they're winning all the matches and your husband is playing. Life is oh so great. But if they start losing a lot, or he doesn't get the expected playing time that he wants, oh boy, then it's a whole different story. Like I said before, they prioritize football first, so you bet yourself they're gonna talk about it when it's not going the way they want. A lot of frustration, a lot of feelings, and you're the one who's going to listen to all of that. So prepare yourself. Then you're the one who's going to encourage him to just push on harder and keep going. All in all, I just feel like there's a lot of pressure on you being a football wife to not just look perfect, but also to be like supportive all the time, and to give up all you have, job, family, friends, to be with your partner. And often I also feel like we get forgotten a bit. Our husband is the face that everyone wants to see. No one really cares about you, and I felt that especially in Switzerland and also in Korea. Like they don't really care about the family too much. I'm not complaining, like I got used to this lifestyle. Anyways, I feel like I got a lot off my chest that I'm happy that I talked about this. Also, it could be kind of fun if you guys tell me in the comments like what your image of a football player wife is, or even just like a professional football player. Like, what are your perceptions about football players and wives? I'm really curious to know. Like, if you guys like this video, these types of video where I talk about this, I would love to make more. Like, I could probably keep on going for a long time talking about this topic. Like, if there's anything, just let me know. Thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe, click that bell, like, comment. Everything really helps so much, and since we are going down to one video a week, we really appreciate the attention you give us. So thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!